Hello, my name is Carlos Dominguez Martinez and I am the developer for the DesignnerDrugDatabase application. My product owner is Dr. Luis Arroyo. First of all, I'm going to show you the problem definition which led to the creation of my software solution. The problem definition is the necessity to lower compound identification time in the field. Sometimes in the field, when a field specialist is looking at some substance that it doesn't know what it is, it needs to know right away. So if it takes a sample of that substance and take it to the lab and compare with the data that the software solution that I'm presenting provides, then it can quickly identify what a compound is. And the Forensic Research Institute had a way to provide this quick identification, but it had no effective way to share with the rest of the academic and professional community. In this slide you're seeing my project management, which is pretty much the different things that I did on each sprint. You can see here that all the tasks are assigned per sprint, and to go more in detail into what I did on each sprint, we will go to the next slide. In this slide, we have the requirements. The requirements is that the International Forensic Institute needed a tool to share information with the rest of the academia and professional community. They need to be able to manage this information and to control who has access to that management. As I was telling you before, I was going to tell you more in detail what I did on each sprint. In this case, you can see the user story implemented in the system, and you can see that on sprint 1 I work on the database, the login, the logout, and the mockup that I created for my client. Then on user 2 I did some other user stories, and so on and so forth until the completion of the software on sprint 5. The use case implemented, you can see here, it's pretty much that the admin can do everything in the system, from creating compounds, deleting compounds, edit compounds, import compounds, to create new users, delete users, modify user rights, modify its own information, and read emails, delete emails, reply emails. Also, the lab operator, which is the other type of user that exists, can pretty much do almost all the same as an admin can do, except for the fact that a lab operator cannot create new users to the system and cannot manage the users in the system. Lastly, the last user type that exists are guests, and those guests are able to visualize the information that the software solution provides. In here you have an add compile use case as an example of the use cases that were implemented. This is just an example, but there were many more. Here you can see that the participator actor are the admin or the lab operator, the entry conditions, exit conditions, and the event flow. Basically what this is telling you is the user has to be first logged in the system, then the user has to click on the add compound button, then he has to input all the information for that compound that he wants to add in the form that will show, and then click submit, and the system will tell them that the information was saved. In this slide you can see a sequence diagram where you can see a little bit more detail of the steps. So initially the user is in the compound view, then it clicks on the add button, then this goes to the controller and it shows the add compound view. Then you enter all the information of that compound and then you click submit. Then lastly it goes to the controller again, it goes to the module, come back, and then it shows a confirmation that the compound was added. This is the system decomposition. In this system decomposition, you see that you pretty much have an MVC, model view controller, and then outside you have a database. In here you have the system deployment. In this system deployment you have the client and the host. And the client access from a computer. A computer is pretty much anything. It could be a cell phone, it could be uh, a PC, a laptop, whatever device you can think of as a computer that has a browser inside. So that client will connect with the server at FIU. This is just a high level idea of it, and that's the interaction that exists in the system. The persistent data design, as you can see, we don't have many tables in the persistent data designs. Uh, we have the compounds because that's the main information that we're saving, and the transitions, that's part of the compounds. We have the users with the roles because we need to make sure that whoever modify compounds has the right user rights. And we have messages because outside users or guests can contact the administrator inquiring about a specific compound. Now we are going to talk about security privacy. In this case, the solution that I provided, I used MD5 to encrypt passwords so that they are secure. I also used PDO with prepare statement to prevent SQL injections, which are very dangerous. This is the minimal class diagram. As you can see, there are many views, and there is one generic controller that gives service to every view and to every model. This is the test suite. As you can see, this is a test case. It's a sunny day for a new compound, as I am trying to follow up on the same example. In this case, you can see that uh, the user is already logged in the system, and then the user click on the add compound. Then the add compound form page shows. Then the user selects enter all the data that it needs to enter. Then a confirmation shows saying yes, the compound was added. This is a rainy day, which means I'm testing that something that is not supposed to happen doesn't happen. In this case, I'm trying to add a compound that already exists. So at the end, instead of giving me a confirmation saying that the compound was added, I will get a pop-up saying that the compound already exists and it cannot be added. Right now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you the add compound itself so that you have a more concrete idea of what I was talking about earlier. So this is the system. In this system you see that you have compounds, account, users, and messages. In these compounds we're going to add a new compound just as an example. And we can see here that the compound was added. Thank you for watching my video as an introduction to the system, and have a good day.